Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Get Growing Weekly Work Session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley. Today, we are joined by founders Greg and Amanda Kilwine. Hey, guys.
Hello, hello.
We also have Julie, Jessica, and Colin from our team here today. Hello. We have Grace, who you all may have met before, but we have a very special guest making an appearance on the show today. Colin, would you like to introduce our youngest member of the GetOiling community?
Say hello. I guess this is the first time she's shown up, isn't it?
I think so.
She's sleepy too. So I'm not sure if you can hear, but she's.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today, sweet thing. Oh my goodness, you guys, I can't resist a baby opportunity. All right. So today, let us know where you are coming in from. Do you have a little one that joins you while you're working? I know a lot of you here do. Maybe your little one is a furry one, like the one Amanda has in her lap right now. We've got lap friends who are of all species here. So let us know where you're coming in from. Again, always excited to have you here from all over the world. We are GetOiling. We are a platform that is built by and for Young Living brand partners to help you grow your business anywhere, from anywhere in the world, online. So, and Grace is very happy about this. So we are really excited that you're here today, that you have invited us into some part of your journey, and we are honored to be a part of that. So today we're going to be talking about a really exciting update. We are aware that this is a new change in the US market. It's probably a change in Canada as well, not 100%. If you know that this has changed for you, then please feel free to chime in. Know that this is a sign of what's to come. We believe from YL Corporate moving forward. We believe it's a very exciting thing and something that we should really kind of integrate into our strategy of how we get our new people started. So we're going to be talking about that here today and going into some slides, getting into what it means to get our customers started the right way. A lot of us spend a lot of time doing double work, right? Work that maybe we could be letting corporate do more of. And the good news is, especially for those of us here in the US, I believe, again, in Canada, but soon to be everyone, you have got corporate actually doing some of the heavy lifting for you when you're getting your new people started, which is something worth celebrating. So we're going to talk about what that looks like today and how you can incorporate this new thing into how you get your new people started. So if you don't know us yet, we do this every single week. We are live here on Zoom. We have recordings on our YouTube channel going back years, hundreds, 1,000 hours, I don't know, a lot of hours, lots and lots of hours of us doing trainings like this on all kinds of topics. These are free to everyone in Team YL. We invite you to bring your friends, invite your team. Everyone is welcome here. And of course, if you want to get started with GetOiling, we have everything that you need to grow your business. For $1 for your first month. If you get referred by a friend, it's $1 for a month and a half. So make sure that you connect with your friend that brought you here today, if that's the case, if you want to get started and start using our platform. You guys, I don't even want to get into slides. I just want to have a clapping dance party with Grace today. Are we saying this? All right, so I hate that we're going to be turning our videos off because Grace is the cutest thing right now. I love this. Oh my God, we've got dancing babies. You guys, I can't. I'm sorry. We need to postpone and just have baby time. Yes, dancing kids. All right, we're going to turn off our video for our quality here on the replay, and we'll come back and Brady Bunch with these beautiful children and fur babies when we're done. All right, so today, you guys, we're talking about how to get our customers, our new customers, started right. All right, so let's talk about what's going on today. We are going to be talking about a new Young Living onboarding sequence. Young Living is now going to be sending a series of emails to your new customers moving forward. So what will this mean for you, and what can you do to make the most of it, especially if you're using GetOiling? How can we not duplicate what Young Living is doing for you so that we can be more effective and not bombard our people with loads and loads of emails. And then of course, we're going to get into some reviews and live work. I don't have anyone signed up for a dedicated spot today. If you are here looking for help, please do head over to the Q&A and let us know, even if it has nothing to do with the topic today. We do have space on these calls to work with you live to make sure that you've got the support that you need to get your business running the way you want it. And so we'll make space for that at the close of our call. So if you have questions, you came here today looking for help with something specific, please go ahead and add that to the Q&A so that we can be working with you on the call, or that we can make sure we know who to set time aside for and for what purpose at the close of our presentation. And you can get on this list if you're watching this as a replay to be on one of these live Zooms at getoiling.com/weekly work session. We do this every Thursday at noon Eastern. And if you want help on a live call, if you want to schedule that for the future, we can even review your work and you can watch the replay if you can't be here live. You can go to getoiling.com/website review. All right, so who knew about this? Did you guys know? Amanda was saying before we got started today, she's like, I didn't even know. How did you know this? Did you guys know that Young Living Corporate is now sending out a welcome series for new customers and brand partners? Maybe a quick show of hands. Did you know this? I'm excited to kind of hear what you guys have to say. Some of us did not know, did not realize this, didn't know. Oof, okay. Well, this is new-ish news at the time of filming. I think that this was effective in the US, at least, I can say that much, as of the 16th of February, 2022. And this is a really exciting thing because, well, I don't know if there's any leaders on the call here who've been doing this for a long time, you're probably just kind of nodding your head in agreement that, man, I wish that this would have been the thing that was happening all along. And so we now have that benefit here working for you in your business. Our goal with Young Living is to get people connected to Young Living, right? Like our goal is to connect our friends, people that we know and love to Young Living's products. And then, you know, Young Living gets to deliver on that good stuff, right? So yeah, if you're in a market where this isn't a thing yet, just know it's only a matter of time. So get ready for this. All right. So we're going to talk about why this is actually a really good thing for you before I get ahead of myself, because I do have slides. I planned this. I'm not just going to talk. We'll talk about how you can make the most out of this new resource for your growth and duplication. So the first thing, you guys, this is a really good thing that's happening here. The reason why is that the best path to duplication in this business, in network marketing period, is to point to the source and to edify the source. And Young Living is that source, right? So if you think back to when you decided to become a brand partner, you realized that you had a great experience with oils and there was a great benefit on a multitude of levels for you to start sharing those oils or those products, right? You didn't say, oh, I want to go and be the marketing department for this company, or, oh, I want to go and be a walking billboard for this company. I want to take over my social media and have everything be about this company in my life, right? No, you didn't choose that, right? Like you probably became a brand partner because you have an oily experience and you want to use that oily experience to open the eyes of others to that future of wellness, purpose, and abundance that you see, right? Not to do all of corporate's work. Right. So this is corporate, what we're seeing happening here and that we expect to see moving forward into other markets. This is corporate doing their job so that you can focus on yours, right? Maybe you've been doing double duty, right? So what corporate's job, and this is true, and I'm going to say this is not about Young Living. Generally speaking, this is about any network marketing company where we've got a corporate and we've got brand partners. So corporate's job is to create an incredible product, right? And a product worth sharing. And so they need to develop that product, do the research, create the product, and of course, fulfill the product, distributing it out to the people that you have connected to the product, right? It's also corporate's job to create culture, right? To disseminate what the message and the values are of that company from the top. What are we about? Who are our people? What are we out here to do? Why would somebody want to come to us as opposed to any other option that's out there? That is a part of corporate's job and something that they fulfill. And you experience this when you go out to convention and you go out to the farms, right? You experience this when you go to corporate hosted events. Culture is a huge part of what you are doing, but it's not your job to create it. And then, of course, corporate does need to fulfill some amount of basic education about the products. A lot of this is fulfilled on the products pages themselves, right, on the website. And then, of course, there's customer service, right? So if, if there's something going on with shipping, or we need an update with this or that on the back end, making sure that the customer who ordered the product gets the product and loves the product, that is something that should fall under the corporate umbrella, right? And then your job as a brand partner is to be a product of the product first and foremost, right? You live that product, right? Your life has been changed by that product. Is that not true, right? Everybody who's here today has had a life-changing experience because of a Young Living product that they've used, right? Give me a yes. Show me you're here. Give me a yes in the chat. You have experienced some kind of change that has inspired you to want to go out and show others that they can experience change too, right? So your number one job is to live Young Living, right? And that doesn't mean that you need to, color yourself entirely purple, although that is a really fun thing to do if you're a blue personality. I've been to convention and there's lots of purple hair, but you can, but we want to be a product of the product in terms of our, how we live our lives, right? And in living our lives as a product of the product, we inspire curiosity. People want to know, what is it about you that makes your life different? Because you've got something good going on and I want some of that good in my life too. We get people curious. Then when they're curious, we share, right? And to share, we don't have to do, we don't have to give an academic dissertation on the chemical constituents of an essential oil. No, we should point to information, right? Point to stuff that corporate has said, point to stuff that corporate has created. And then of course, just, do as much pointing as possible because that's duplicable. And then connect your people to the culture. Once they're in, and they have purchased product, obviously you want to make sure that they're using it, right? Help them to be a product of the product too, connect them to company culture so that they can fall in love with this company like you did, and then keep them connected. The way that, that my mentors used to describe this is that we've got like a fire, right? And we want to keep people close to the fire. Your job is to bring people close to the fire. We're roasting marshmallows there. Come over here and hang out. We're all by the fire, hang out here. Your goal is to keep your people by the fire. Once you get them in to the party, bring them to the fire, okay? So let's talk about what Young Living is already sending to everyone. So before this new update, what they were already sending is, as soon as they sign up, they do get a welcome to Young Living. They do get a confirmation email that they have joined, right? They also have order confirmations and updates. So if you placed an order, if there's an update on your order, in some cases, like maybe it's been shipped, or if there's some kind of error that they need to address, they send those out. Subscription reminders, right? So these emails would go out before your subscription is going to process. The special sale emails. These are going to be market dependent, of course, like in the US, I think there was one maybe last week about diffusers, right? There was a sale on a diffuser bundle in the US that may have been in other markets as well, but they'll send out some of those periodic. It's not all the time. And then of course, when you sign up a new member or a member of yours signs up a member, you get a notification from Young Living as well that has happened. Now, if you're not getting these, then I really encourage you to go into your VO and make sure that you've updated your contact information there so that they're sending these emails to the inbox where you can find them, right? Make sure that you are actually getting those. All right, so the welcome series that Young Living is now sending out, it only is going to send out to new customers and brand partners that enrolled in like mid-February of 2022. And it starts, you can see email 1, it starts the day after enrollment. So just like in your GetOiling system where day 0 is immediate, you've got day 1, which is the next day. So they actually start sending little emails out a day after. And then they're spread out over the course of 42 days. So if you look at this, there's a journey for customers and one for brand partners. You've got an email the day after they sign up, the day 3 days after. So it'd be 4 days after they sign up is email 2. And then email 3 is going to be 2 weeks later, and then another week after that, and another week after that, and another week after that, and after that, and so on. So over the course of a number of weeks, Young Living will just be sending a handful of emails based on whether somebody signed up as a customer or a brand partner. That journey is going to be tailored specifically to that journey. And it's not, you guys, I haven't personally seen every single one of these. I don't know that anyone has. The only way I think you can see these is to sign up someone new, and apparently in the US market right now, and then just have them forward those emails to you as they get them. I have put a line in asking anyone who can ask the people, the powers that be, to pass those along for our knowledge. I have not seen those yet, but basically what they're going to do is they're going to cover company culture, basic product and opportunity, and then they will invite your customers and brand partners to opt in to additional resources like the Young Living blog or the podcast that Young Living has. Did you guys know that Young Living has a podcast? Are you telling your people that Young Living has a podcast? Yes. So that's definitely a thing you ought to be doing, right? So what does this mean for your business, this new opt-in series, right? I think when a couple of folks, I heard from like platinums and diamonds that I work with personally about this thing that was happening. And they were like, well, what do we email now? Right. So I want to say this out front. We'll get into some more detail here in a second. This does not mean that you stop sending email to your people, right? This actually doesn't replace anything. It's really important. But it is something that we want to be cognizant of so that we aren't giving people information that they already got, right? How much do you love like getting repeat information? You probably don't, right? Because your time is valuable. So we want to honor our people and their time and make sure that we're being aware of these things. So the first things first, and this is part of why this is such a good thing that Young Living is starting to do this. This allows right out of the gate for your customers to have a closer relationship with corporate. You do not have to be and should not be the umbilical cord between your customer and Young Living, right? In the beginning, when you're getting them started, yes, absolutely. You are helping them to navigate their journey, but the goal is to cut that umbilical cord. And part of how you make that possible is getting them close to the fire, right? Getting them close to corporate, having them start to establish a relationship with corporate that is their own, an oily journey that is theirs, right? And then it's your job to help them fall in love with Young Living. So why not have corporate do some of that heavy lifting for you, right? So you don't have to know how to teach the concept of seed to seal. You don't know how to teach, you don't have to know how to teach, the whole backstory of Young Living and their sourcing and all of this stuff. These are all great details that are better for corporate to share. Why not let them do it, right? And by the way, if you aren't in a market where this is happening yet, I will absolutely ask questions and we'll talk about where you can plug these things in that will be meaningful and helpful to you, as you're working with customers before this gets rolled out in your market. And then finally, and this is so very, very important for Young Living brand partners, you spend less time teaching and more time helping your customers, your new customers, get more out of their products. You've got a critical period of time after somebody says yes to actually get them close to that fire, to get them in a relationship with the company where without you having to chase them down to get them to place another order, they already know that they want to, right? Because they already know why they want it. Not because you had to sell or convince them on it, but because they were shared information from the source that they agreed with, that they want more of, right? Nicole, in the US at least, and that's all I know at this point, as of the 16th of February, 2022, these go out automatically to new customers and new brand partners if they sign up from the 16th forward of February, 2022. All right, and here's the best part, you guys, because everybody's here to grow a business, right? Is everybody here to grow a business? Everybody, show me your hands. Show me, are we alive here today? You are here to grow the business. Tell me what brand partner rank you're aiming for in the chat. Guys, in order to grow this business in a way that isn't you creating a job for yourself, you need duplication, right? And if you want duplication, we got to keep things simple. And the best way to duplicate is to simplify and not reinvent the wheel. Now, there are some cases here where, if corporate is not doing this in your market, there may be some things that you need to reinvent. And I think this is a thing that a lot of brand partners have been doing for a very long time, is sort of reinventing this wheel that really should be coming best from the horse's mouth, right? And in this case, we are seeing a move in this direction, which is very exciting for Young Living to be actually delivering their message from them to the customers that you've connected to them, right? So let's talk about how to make the most of this new resource. All right, so first and foremost, we want to make sure that your new customers are opted in, are connected with corporate communication as much as possible, right? This is the most important thing. Now, if you've got upline of you who send emails out to everyone regardless, then you could maybe let your person know, hey, you might be getting some emails from other folks who are in the support network, but here's the most important ones you need, right? The number one is from Young Living specifically. You can opt out of any other one. Don't opt out of this one. It's the most important one, right? Oh, somebody just did a solid and put a video of all the emails in the chat. I hope you guys are heading over and checking that out right now. Add that, like open that up to check it out later, you guys, so that you can have it. All right, so here's what we want them to do. We want them to add Young Living's email to their contacts. So just think about it this way. Somebody signed up, they've got their account. Just tell them, hey, go ahead and check your email right now and make sure that you add that email address that they're sending that email to you from. Add that to your contacts so you don't miss anything there. Make sure that's not in your promotions folder. Make sure you get all the emails that come from that email. Make that the first thing that you do after they place their order. Then suggest that they subscribe to Young Living's blog. I don't know if you guys are subscribed to the blog, but in the past couple of weeks, I've been seeing a lot more activity there. Haven't you guys? I'm seeing a post a week now. I hope that this is going to be a thing that keeps going, right? So then we want to encourage them as well to follow Young Living on social media, follow their podcast, and then most importantly, get your people to convention and corporate sponsored events. The absolute best way to get brand partners in your business is to get your customers and curious but not fully yet brand partners to convention. Get a hotel room, everybody pile in together, make it a girls' weekend or whatever, have fun, make it a big fun thing. Go to convention and take your people. Absolute best formula for duplication there. So you can connect them to all of these resources, you guys. Use a saved reply if you want to reiterate this. Create a saved reply that says, hey, don't forget, add their email, right? Subscribe to the blog, here's the link. Follow on social, here's the link. Follow the podcast, here's the link, right? And then, hey, save the date. Convention's coming up if you know that it's coming up. Right now, that's true, right? And then just always know when you can be connecting them to a new event. So again, create a saved reply for this in GetOiling so that it's really easy for you to send this out if you want to make this a sort of checklist that you send to your new people. You could also put these into a welcome email campaign. And if you're using a customer serving vault, you can put this in sort of a getting started, a page or a class that you put in your vault. All right. So then we want to be thinking about how we complement and support what Young Living is going to be sending for you, right? Now, remember, this is only 7 or 8 emails over 42 days. It's not a lot of emails. So this does not replace what you have to be doing, right? But we want to make sure we're not replicating it. And now, thank you. I didn't see who put that in the chat. I have an idea of who it might be, but there's a Dropbox link where you guys can look at these. So definitely check that out. We'll make sure we put that in the replay. So what's most important when you're getting someone started is to complement and support what they're sending, right? By first reiterating the things that they need to do. And this is a good question, Jamie. What about adding too many links in one correspondence? This is why it's actually most important for you to do this one-on-one, right? Do this when you're getting someone started. So if you haven't, like for your people that didn't get started this way, create an email that says, hey, here's a quick checklist for you, right? And if it's too many links for one correspondence, maybe you want to make a PDF and say, hey, I made you a checklist, come check this out. Or best, put it in a vault, because now they can go back and revisit and see what they've completed if it's in a class, right? But when you're getting someone started, especially in, the first couple of months, your one-on-one interactions are the most valuable activity you can perform in your business, especially for brand new people. Because remember, you've got to get them to fall in love with Young Living. And they're going to fall in love with Young Living by using the product and getting close to the fire. You don't get them close to the fire by texting them from another party and saying, hey, you should walk over to that fire. No, you go and you grab their arm and you go, let's go stand by the fire together, right? You need to be linking arms in the first days of your new customers getting started, right? So make sure that you are helping to guide them. It will not be overwhelming in terms of a ton of information if you're holding their hand. And it is worth your time. It is a profitable action in the first couple of weeks, first few weeks, first couple months of getting someone started to spend this time with them, right? Then make sure that you are pointing to resources that can support and deepen their experience where they share interest, right? So really importantly, we don't want to overwhelm people. So if you are working with someone one-on-one in their journey, and let's just say, for instance, they have expressed an interest in digestive wellness, and you've set them up with, maybe you've got them on Ningxia, and maybe they got a kit, maybe they got Digest, whatever that might be. But you know that that's something they're interested in. Don't send them 27 things about CBD and about oils and kids and oils and puppies. Ask them if they'd like something specific, to learn a little bit more about what they're taking now, and give that to them, right? Point to those resources. Don't be the one who has to deliver the class, because they're never going to think that they could do this as a business if they have to be, an oily, dissertation, if they have to, give classes just to explain concepts to people. You can point, right? And then point to your own vault where they can self-serve. This is such an important thing, you guys. Vault allows you to be hands-off and hands-on with your people at the same time. You're creating a culture of self-serving education. And you can create a vault, and we show you exactly how I've created vaults that our leaders use. You can store all of your education resources in one place, in a secure environment, off of social media platforms. And you're encouraging oily exploration without bombarding, with information that people might not want right now. And you can get this for free. It's getoiling.com/move your groups. Cannot recommend enough that you get a vault together for your customers, so that all of that incredible information that you've amassed over time isn't just something that's taking up real estate in your brain. It is put in a place where your people can peruse and get closer to the things that can connect them, the ideas that can connect them to Young Living products. All right. So just remember, you guys, this new series is not a replacement for your care calls, your customer resources, your newsletters, or any other email or text correspondence that you would be sending out otherwise. This is something, it's an opportunity for Young Living to tell their own story to the customer that you just brought to them. Everything else, specifically how you are interacting with and communicating with and helping your person fall in love with this company, that is still your main job, right? This is a fantastic thing that's being done for you by corporate, hopefully rolling out in your market soon, to facilitate customer education and duplication, right? So let's talk about a new customer cheat sheet here. Here's my recommendation for you. Yes, care calls. Yes, you need care calls, Allison. Yes. Where is Jackie? She's going to tell you how important those are. All right. So first, you get your person started. Let them know that if they set up subscribe to save, they're going to be able to not only secure your price that you pay, right? Your discount, but that they will also be able to benefit from cash back. Does Amazon give them points to buy product with when they purchase there? No, Young Living does. Let them know that, hey, you're going to decide you want this down the road. Let's just make sure you're set up for it. And by the way, and I don't know if you guys know about this, I heard about this yesterday, the PV assistant is back. So again, I encourage you to go ahead and have them set up a couple of products, letting them know, hey, we produce in small batches because, we care about ethics and sourcing. And so sometimes things run out, but let's make sure that you can be building those points and getting more of those points back over time. So when you get them started, really encourage them. Let's go ahead and set up subscribe to save. Hey, look, we can cancel this later. Let's just go ahead and set it up for now, though. And we'll get back together in a couple of weeks, right? Pretty cool. Add them to your customer education vault. And this is after you have helped them place their order. You've got that set up. You're telling them to go ahead and add Young Living's email to their address book, right? Have them open that email, right? Because now they've got an email from you if you added them to the vault, and they've got an email from Young Living. Add those to the address book. Then book your next call with them. Book a meeting from a meeting. Bam, fam. Never leave a call with a customer, a lead, or a brand partner where you don't know the next time you're getting together to keep working on accountability toward the goals that you've shared on that call. Bam, fam, always. All right. And then you can send out a saved reply or a campaign with a link to your vault, to the Young Living blog, the podcast, and the date and time of your next call. So just have a saved reply ready. Say, hey, I'm looking forward to our call in X date and time, right? You could fill that in the saved reply. And then have those links. Hey, before we get back together, hey, make sure you head over here and check this stuff out. And you might also really like the blog and the podcast. So here you go. Here's those. And I'll look forward to seeing you on our next call, right? And then make sure that they are connected to your resources and Young Living resources on your next call. Every time you're getting on that call with them, say, hey, are you getting the emails from Young Living? Great. Are you getting them from me? Are you in the vault? Have you checked out this thing? Have you seen this? Have you seen that? Right? So be asking, be confirming, always be affirming that they are connected in the way that is going to best benefit them. And that is not something that you accomplish solely by sending out a single email to 1,000 people. It is something that is most effectively done when you are communicating with your people as your people, not as your numbers, right? All right, so let's get into some website reviews and Q&A. And then we'll turn our videos back on too. There's a lot of party happening over here in the chat. I want to scroll up here and personally thank you, Krishamanda. Thank you for adding this Dropbox link here with all of these links to the email timeline, as well as the a video of all of the emails so that you guys can explore those things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so if you guys have questions, please go ahead and ask those. If it has anything to do with what corporate's going to do next, we obviously don't know because we're not tied to corporate directly at all. This is just something that I thought was really important for us to contextualize because they're emailing and you email too if you're using GetOiling, and you're not going to not email now that they are, but it's, it's just important to know what that math is and what we're focusing on. If it's a reactivation, I have no idea. This would be a question to take to corporate or maybe to an upline that's in the know, but probably to corporate. All right, Cornelia, do you know if it is also sent out in Spanish for the US market? I assume, but have not heard about it. I actually don't know. I would be surprised if not, but that would be a question for corporate. And if you find out, if you could, Ashley@GetOiling.com, please let me know. I'd like to know. All right, Kat says, I moved content from our Grow workspace into my resource bundles and GetOiling, and then tried moving a class into the vault with no success. Don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I was not able to set it up. So first things first, Kat, not seeing your account, one of the reasons why this doesn't work sometimes is because you may have maxed out your classes. So make sure that you have available class space. So if you go to online classes, and you click it, it'll say you have X many available. If you have some available, then that's obviously not the problem here. But if you don't have any available, that could be the cause. Also, how do I move content from a source like Young Living's digital library, YL blog, or my own files into pages of a vault? So really good question. So where something is coming straight from Young Living, it's just best to point to where it lives on Young Living. Now, I'm not going to recommend that for any other type of content. If it's from the horse's mouth, you send them to the horse, basically. But in all other cases, if you found if you found a blog post somewhere else that's not Young Living and it's not Young Living tied, then I would grab that information, put it into copy paste, whatever, cite it, of course, say this was cited from X blog, whatever author, what have you. But if it's ever a Young Living thing, point to Young Living directly, because again, we want to foster an environment for our people where what they get from us is a little extra love, but like the main meal, they're getting that from Young Living. And so if it's delivered by Young Living, we should send them to Young Living's site for it. One of the things I think is really valuable and kind of what we adopt into what clients do when I set this stuff up is we say, like, we've got a getting started with Young Living class. And then there's the oily education class. So we're separating product education from like how to interact with the company, basically. And in the very top, there's, in the getting started, it's, this is the website. here's how you find your login, here's how you do this. And we just use screenshots. And then we just link to stuff, right? So if we're talking about this month's gift with purchase, don't replicate all of that information and put it into your vault, right? Put a couple of things there to entice them, but then just put the link, because Young Living's link for the gift with purchase page, it's the same every single month, and you never need to change that. And you want your people to go to the Young Living website. You don't need to repeat what Young Living is already doing, basically. It's a really long way of me saying that. but yeah, Kat, I would definitely check and make sure that you've got an available class. That may be why your class isn't importing. And I'm going to leave this open just in case we need to go and like look at it together. We don't know about reactivations, Allison. That's something to ask corporate directly. How do we get promotions from Young Living exactly? So you're not going to, unless you signed up in the US market since January 16th, February 16th, 2022, you're not going to see these in your own inbox. But our good friend Krishanda here has put them in the chat in a Dropbox. So I would take a look at that so you can see what's being delivered there. But you should be getting emails that are reminding you of your subscription coming up if you're subscribed to their blog. And I think you can just go to Young Living's blog, and there are places where you can go to like just sign yourself up, right? That's something I did years ago, you know, not being a brand partner, customer, or anything. Anybody could sign up for their blog. So you could get those, and those are promotional emails, although it's more educational. They do less sales promotions there. All right, Allison says, claim a resource from Grow, will claim repeats even if I unchecked them, like on the confirmation page. I don't know. I'm not aware of a bug in our system that does. Yeah, Craig?
Yeah, I mean, so I think, so what's probably going on with that is they're including all those pieces in the resource bundle, but the way the resource bundle works is it tries to copy everything that goes with whatever resource it is that you're claiming. So if you're claiming a vault, for example, and it comes with a page and it comes with a campaign, it actually will go through and like get everything that's connected to that vault or that resource that you're claiming and bring it all over, even if they have it down separate. That could be some sort of enhancement we could look at potentially to like exclude them. I can see where that would make sense, but it does that so it can connect everything there. It doesn't know, you know, if you have a page in your vault that already exists that we had claimed previously, it doesn't know that, oh, it would need to go connect that. So there would be some trade-offs to that, but something we can look at. But that's the explanation now as to why it pulls that stuff in.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, if it's connected in any way, then it may duplicate. Okay. How do I move a free account to sign up for a premium starter kit, loyalty rewards as a brand partner? I don't know for sure, because we aren't really experts on how to do things inside of Young Living. We are supporting the growth of your Young Living business. I would suppose that they could simply find that starter bundle, depending on your market. If you're US and Canada, they would just, you know, they'd sign into their account, find starter bundle, add it to their account, and you know, and good to go. But I would get with your upline about that directly, or reach out to support. I don't think I'm qualified to answer that question effectively.
Monica posted something in chat saying they need to order the biz kit for $35. So, and you could probably contact Young Living customer support on that too. Pop into their chat and ask them a question they might be able to track it down for you.
Perfect. Hey guys, if you asked a question, please bring it over to the Q&A so that we don't miss it. There's a lot in the chat, and we may miss your question if it's not in the Q&A. Okay, so Allison, if you uncheck it, it will still claim it if it's attached to the page. So if Grow Workspace gave you in a bundle a page that has a redirect at the bottom, you know, send this page to X page, or this campaign, or whatever, or vault, it will connect everything that's attached to that page. So when you put something in a resource bundle, it comes over complete into your system. So if you make a resource in your system that is a page that has a page that it redirects to, it has a campaign it's attached to, it's got a vault that's attached to it, that whole thing, everything that's attached to that page comes over, because, you know, we don't want you to have to go and, like, you know, Frankenstein your systems if something's supposed to come over fully done and fully made. So so that's why it would be bringing it over. I mean, you can definitely uncheck stuff in a resource. I would just, once you get in there, go see if there's a thing, that you don't want that's still imported. This is only ever going to happen on your pages, like, so like a funnel that's brought over. It'll only ever happen on a funnel. So you can just go and delete that once it's in your account, and you should be good to go. Okay, Kat, it says that you had one class available. All right, well, I'm gonna bring you out and let's talk about that so that we can make sure that that we're good to go on that. I'm gonna find you real quick. Hi, Grace. You have a toy. She's so cute. Hey, Kat, let's talk about your vault.
Okay.
Hi.
All
right.
I tried, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with I got into I did bring over the resources. Now, do those all, if I bring over resource bundles, do those count as pages?
If a resource bundle has a page, yeah, the page would count toward your pages. Yes.
Okay. But I wanted to take one of the classes and try to do it and put it into the vault as you suggested in moving the groups over, and I was trying to follow the outline and get member things in there, and I wanted to do one of them as a class, but I was not successful with that, and I still, even after watching all the videos number of times, I still don't get it.
Which one of these bundles was it, just for an example?
I think I was doing originally the oily ABCs.
Okay. And so these are 2 campaigns.
So do you have to do them as campaigns?
Well, so that's the particular bundle that you imported would have been
Okay.
ABCs. I don't know that there is content in that particular, we'll log into our Grow Workspace real quick and take a look. I don't know that Oily ABCs has other content offhand. I think that is a campaign or a social class. There are ways for you to turn their content into something that they haven't provided yet for you. So like, for instance, there was a, let me see, I can't talk and think and do this at the same. Here we go, ABCs. Here we go.
I know the feeling.
So last month, they did a like a ditch and switch, like a photo series, and it wasn't a sway. And I put that into a class in our template vault for clients that is just picture, just in the class. Grow Workspace didn't provide that resource specifically, but I did use their resources to create a new one. So in this case, your Oily ABCs does have a sway link. So this is what I would put inside of a vault in a, like I'd embed this in a vault,
Okay.
So that, they can scroll through it on a lesson page. But some other things that you could certainly do, let's look at the resource bundle, yeah, I think this is just a campaign. Some of their newer content does have landing pages, lead magnet funnels, things like that. But some of the older stuff like this just has the campaign that you can send out to your people. So in this case, you've got the intro, which is, you send it out to everyone, which basically says, hey, I've got this. Would you like to take this class? And then they reply, they click or whatever, and then they actually get the full campaign. So in that case, there is no page or anything like that. And you can actually see when you claim a resource bundle, when you click it or when you're going to import it, it'll tell you what type of asset it is that would be in your system. So in this case, it's a campaign, but in the case of, we'll look at another one. Let's see. Some of these are older. I don't know if the KidSense has, here we go. Yeah, so the KidSense lead magnet, this has a page. There's a confirmation page in here. There are campaigns and automations in here as well. So we can actually go look at the lead magnet here. Right, and this is where you can actually go and look in the settings where we send them to, right? So this will actually send them the class, which is the campaign. right? So yeah, you can always look and see what type of resource it is, and then you can click it and view it in your system. And for any of these, if you're wanting to move it into a vault, just, take into account what the resource is. One thing that you could certainly do and I actually think this automation here applies the campaign. Yes, it does. So they've provided you with an automation here. You could put this automation link inside of a vault. So put your put the sway on a lesson page in the vault for Oily ABCs. And then underneath it, you can say, would you like to receive this as an email series? Click here. And if this automation is linked there, then that would trigger the campaign to go out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ashley.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So much info. Yes. Who doesn't love info? Okay, what else? What else? Could you provide feedback about the tech piece to support prospects and new members? I'll be doing a bi-monthly online class, an email newsletter for prospects, Prospect Vault, I assume, Member Vault. Just wondering where to house these pieces and best support prospects and new members. Cheryl, good questions. Do you mind if I bring you out to chat? We can talk through that real quick. Let me know. Just pop it into the chat, or I don't know, raise your hand or something. Let me know if you want to talk about it. We can kind of walk through that, because there's definitely a lot we can do there. All right, so hi.
Hello.
All right, so your bi-monthly online class, tell me about that. Is that like a live Zoom class that you're doing?
Yes, like a wellness Wednesday class with like my 4 topics are the stress management, sleep, spa, and self-care. So
Perfect. Okay.
kind of like instead of the 101 class, I'll do a little bit of offer the mini bundles and just explains some routines.
Awesome. And so this is it's designed for customers or leads, right?
Correct.
Perfect. Okay.
Right. Yes, sorry. I'm working in a spa, so that kind of demographic.
Perfect. So I can actually show you an example of what this can look like. Jackie does this. And so this is Jackie's site. Under her Learn More menu, she does have events here. Mm-hmm. And there's only one here right now. That's today, actually, but she'll often have a bit more of these that are coming up. And so you can have these here. What she'll do is actually connect this off to a page where they can put their information in. They get a campaign. She's got a system around how she does this. You could also just simply use the RSVP system here. That works fine as well. One way that I suggest doing this, if you're having these live classes, is that maybe you record the first part so that could be used for other purposes. Perhaps you put that into a vault and you let people know, hey, if you'd like access to this recording, you can join our community. And that's when you get with the person who invited you. You sign up for Young Living, and then you get into the vault where all the recordings are. But what I know what Jackie does with hers is they may record the first part, but the second part where it's like the testimonials and like people sharing stories, that part is not recorded. You must be there live for that. But so I would recommend that you use your events like this so that people can kind of say, oh, I'm interested in that, and they can sign up for it. And then, yeah, use that as an opportunity to say, you'll have this recording and all these other ones that we've done if you join our community. So that's on the bi-monthly piece. I think this would be a good approach for that. Okay. And then of course, in your newsletters, you could be talking about that. So let me show you, I got to get out of a share to show you this. One of the things that I put together that some of our private clients use are these saved replies that you can just drop into newsletters, right? So let's just say, for instance, you use Grow Workspace's first of the month newsletter. There are places where you can pop in what you're doing. So you're not just using their stuff, you can make it your own. And so I've got these templates, and here I'll show you this real quick. And so you can actually use, and I use the recipe template for this to build these saved replies. So if you have monthly classes and events, All you need to do is, first of the month or a month in advance or whatever, whenever you know like what's coming up, you have your little graphic for the class, the name of it, the details, the Zoom link, and all of that. And then you can take the saved reply. And if you have like a newsletter campaign from Grow Workspace, you can actually drop this right into an existing pre-made newsletter so that you can be adding in, hey, by the way, reinforcing I've got these classes coming up, and that can be shared with leads as well as with your customers.
Okay, can I just interrupt? So I was going to create like a page with a link only, so there's so much content, and just like what you're saying, you kind of create save replies almost as if it's a space for storing your content. And then when you want to recall it, you kind of cut and paste onto okay. So that's kind of where when you're creating content or invites or news pieces from newsletters, you create a saved reply, label it something, and then you access that when you're creating an event or creating a newsletter.
Right. Yeah. So saved replies can plug into emails. They plug into text. They plug into blog posts.
Okay.
Greg, do they plug into events?
I don't remember offhand if we have that in there. If not, that would
know if
be
they
a good wish list item.
I kind of want to look at that real quick. But yeah, it's a great way to recall info. Of course, if it's something, so the reason why I use saved replies for this purpose is because we want to preserve the formatting and not have to go back and recreate the wheel every month, right? But if you're sharing the same type of information month over month over month, so you've got 2 classes this month that you're teaching, and there's always going to be 2 classes. If you're highlighting new educational resources, Grow Workspace usually has 2 new resources that you could highlight inside of your vault. So I have a template for both of those where you could plug the photo in, plug the info in, plug the link in. The link's usually the same. And, and then you can just pop that in. And so first of the month you do that, but maybe you're using Simple Grace Collective. They have an email campaign series that's fabulous, that is for leads or customers. And you can actually, take their campaign that they've pre-written that drips out once a month, while Customer Delight does this as well. And then you can plug that class information into those so that it's not just the first of the month, but when they receive their Monday email, hey, by the way, don't forget, we've got these classes. Hey, by the way, don't forget, here's this additional information that you can be checking out. And so anytime you'd be repeating information, these saved replies are just a godsend in terms of saving your time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that helps.
Very helpful.
Good. Okay, Rita, the Oily ABC classes, what we just showed you, that is from our friends at Grow Workspace. They are a content provider for Young Living brand partners. And you can find them at, I think we have, what is it, getoiling.com/grow, or is it, I don't remember what our link is offhand. Greg, what's the link?
Simple Grace. Yeah, that's a good question. Let me look it up. We have one.
Yeah, we have one for them, but for Grow Workspace. Yes.
It is just getoiling.com/grow as in GRO.
Yeah, getoiling.com/GRO. And you can learn more about them. They've got a lot of really great content that plugs directly into your system. So pre-written email campaigns, text campaigns, fully made funnels. If you happen to get into their Digital Duplication Academy when that's open, they have entire website templates, member area, all kinds of incredible stuff. So yeah, definitely recommend checking out all of our content partners. Brandy says, I love the Simple Grace Collective weekly tips. I send them to my entire email list, not just my downline. It's been phenomenal. Yes, I've seen nothing but just huge praise. And I've read them and been super impressed. They're excellent content. Okay. So I believe that's it on the questions, unless you guys have any more. Really excited to see what you do with this today. Want to encourage you as well. There's a free training. And let me find that link real quick. Allison mentioned it earlier. I'm just going to verify that this link is correct here. Yes. So we worked together about a year ago, me and a platinum leader, 40-year business veteran, 20 years with Young Living, Jackie McLaughlin, who is a valued member of this community. She's a super user of GetOiling. You saw her website just a little while ago. She did a free training that we did together on the systems. Like I basically sat down with her and picked her brain in 4 sessions on what she does at each stage, critical stage of her business, and how she uses GetOiling to get it done. For those of you who don't feel really confident about, sort of how you're getting your members started, how you're interacting with your people, how to stay organized using your contact manager, using GetOiling, that is a really, really, really good resource. And it's totally free. There's no pitch, there's no catch. Like Jackie's not going to email you to tell you to buy 27 different things. She is an all Young Living team, Young Living person. And I'm going to pop that link in the chat right here. And you guys can take advantage of that. It's really, really great free training that she's offered. So awesome. Well, if no more questions, then you guys, we will be back here same time next week, noon Eastern. Definitely be on the lookout for the replay email today. I will be sharing if I can find them real quick. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing those links that Krishanda so generously shared with us today. So you guys can take a look at what these emails are, dig into a little bit more of what the series is so that you are clear. And forgive me, you guys, I did not post that correctly. Hold on. It's JackieMcLaughlin.com/platinum. There it is. All right. I accidentally just posted it to our panelist board here and not to everybody. So I'll make sure and include that in the replay as well. Make sure that you open that replay email today, click the replay link. You're going to find all this info in the description. You guys, I'm so proud of you for taking this action for your business to better serve your people and really make that impact that you were here to make, putting these oils in every home. Look forward to seeing you all next week, same time. Have a great week, everybody. Bye, Grace.